Alright everyone, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you happen to be watching this video. I just had a few thoughts, and pardon the noise in the background. I'm studying up for my promotion. I am on the job site and learning as we go, going through the manuals and whatnot. So that's why there's a bunch of background noise, and I hope you enjoy the ambiance of the working class of America. Now, this video is about a video that Carl Benjamin made on the nature of conservatism and how to make it appealing, and his frustrations about how most conservatives don't really make a solid case for it. And this is his reasoning, his positions, his rhetoric, the structure in which he gives his arguments and his positions about what conservatism is. It is correct. It is not incorrect. And it was very well stated about the purpose and nature and positions of what conservatism is. And his reasoning, very surprisingly, falls along the same kind of reasoning that Julius Evola sets up. And this is where Carl and I have somewhat of, not a disagreement, we have a different angle. We have a different perspective, because I've read some of Julius Evola. I don't know if Carl has. I think Carl is probably drawing forth more strongly from other thinkers like Scruton and his line of thinking and his dissertations on the nature of conservatism. Here's my problem with both of those positions, whether you're talking about Scruton or whether you're talking about Evola. And I like Evola in particular because he addresses the question of what do conservatives do, or what should they embody when society is against them, when they are the dying breed, when they are the last man standing, so to speak. And that's exactly where conservatives are. And the problem, the issue that I have with the analysis and conclusions that Carl Benjamin has put forward, it isn't that they're incorrect. It's like Evola, he has grossly underestimated the ability and the utility of making metaphysical arguments in a material setting, in a material paradigm, where you are trying to put forth an idea that is purely abstract. And even though the adoption of these abstract principles and virtues is positively good and should not be not promoted, let's just put it that way, the problem is that the enemy we are facing is inherently material and will only argue from a material point of view. And that is where, and for me, that's exciting, because it gives us the opportunity to explore what conservatism is when it's completely stripped of the ethereal trappings that we humans, out of almost necessity, have to give conservatism. And I think that there needs to be a more strong push to explain conservatism from a materialist point of view. We have to discover not just what is the good virtues and holistic benefits of conservatism. We also need to understand in clear and no uncertain terms how beneficial materially conservatism is for the soul and the individual, because it is both. It offers both. It is clearly beneficial to both. And if you don't preach both sides of that reality, it's going to lack the power to convert others who are stuck in this material paradigm, who are stuck in the material quagmire. Now, arguing for virtue is never a bad thing. I'm just going to say that right now, because there are a bunch of people who are living in a materialist lifestyle who realize that there is something missing, something that is horrendously either taken from them or that has been denied from them in society at large. And so seeking for these immaterials, for seeking the virtue, seeking the metaphysical is good, but that's not going to be the entry point. It's not going to be the necessary enticement that will draw an individual from this material hell into a more virtuous and metaphysical state of well-being, which conservatism naturally embraces. My position and my hope is that conservatives are capable of making a very firm, epistemologically physical case for why conservatism is desirable in your life, because that's the gate. Whenever you're making a sell, whenever you're making a pitch, whenever you're selling a product, you have to explain the benefits. You have to explain why you want it, or why others should want it for themselves. And that is what I personally have been trying to formulate, is what are the material realities that make conservatism work? And there are many things in conservatism that we only adopt and accept, not because they're inherently virtuous, but because they work. And that needs to be put at the fore. That the human ability to adapt to the forces of nature is what makes conservatism the most ideal philosophy and position in the first place. It's why humans are naturally, in any society, going to be center-right or right of center. And the reasons for that need to be more fully fleshed out. And that is something that needs to be addressed more often and with more vigor. Because, as I've said before, you need an entry point, you need a sell, you need a benefit, you need something that is going to take someone that is in the material quagmire and entice them to something that is going to benefit them in total. It's going to benefit them materially. It's going to benefit them spiritually. It's going to benefit them in terms of virtue and in terms of advancement. And that's why, that's what I'd like to see. That's what I'd like to hear from Sargon of Akkad, from Carl Benjamin, a more deep analysis into what makes conservatism not just right, but enticing, beneficial, good, and desirable. That is what we need to do, and that is my only critique of his latest video about the nature of conservatism. I hope this found all of you well. I'm doing very well. As I said, I'm studying up on my training on my new position, my new promotion. Life is going very well for me, and I wish you all the best. Stay carnal, and God bless everyone. Bye-bye.